guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are here at the 2025 edition of the Chicago Auto Show, walking around the Lexus booth, and I found something that's actually new for 2025. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Lexus RX, hold on one second, 500h F Sport Performance. I'm not done yet. Special Blackline Edition. So before we get into this performance-oriented two-row midsize SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. So Lexus, going through their lineup, making some big changes. We were at the media launch for this vehicle when they decided to redesign the RX. And it's interesting because the RX is the OG of those two-row midsize crossover SUVs. Goes all the way back to 1998, if you could believe that. And what's crazy is a lot of people in the industry laughed at Lexus saying, who the heck is gonna buy a luxury SUV? Well, obviously they knew what they were talking about. Now for 2025, they brought this Blackline Special Edition. Not only does it bring all the goodies of a 500h F Sport Performance, but now you're getting something unique to stand out from the rest of the crowd. But what I wanna find out is this the best new luxury performance crossover SUV that you should be buying? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this Blackline Special Edition and find out. Right off the bat, I love the color. It's sort of like a Toyota cement color. So if you like cement maybe on a Toyota Tacoma, I think you're gonna like the way it looks on this RX 500. Now at the front of the business, look at the way they blacked out the whole interior of the headlight housing. Really gives it a nice, almost sinister look, the way the daytime running lamp is illuminated. You have your triple LED beam headlights, and then working our way down, there's that cement color, and we do have a little bit of functionality to these large corner vents and LED fog lamps. Now, to addition of that, all of the trim is blacked out. So all of this lower trim, gloss black, and it is functional aero, but this is part of the Blackline Special Edition. It's nice that it makes sense. You know, sometimes they come out with these dark editions and then you don't see anything dark on it, except maybe the paint. Now, as we come across that front spindle body grille, that's what they call now on the RX, this grille design, because if you notice, it actually starts on the body up top. They did these indentations to make it simulate the grille, and then it flows into the actual spindle grille, forward-facing camera, tons of functionality, and I like the way it even has this lower lip splitter. Now, once upon a time, you know, maybe we thought it was nuts for an SUV to be performance-oriented, but obviously that game has changed, and there's a lot of SUVs that now bring a lot of performance. This would compete against something like the BMW X5, just to kind of give you a reference point. Now, as we rise up, you have that nose, which a lot of people said looked like a porpoise or a manatee. Kind of interesting the way they did the design, but very, very smooth on the hood. Now, underneath the hood, what do we have powering this F Sport Performance? So basically, what you're looking at is you're gonna have a performance hybrid setup, which consists of a 2.4 liter turbocharged engine with 2 electric motors. It produces 366 horsepower, 406 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to a 6-speed direct shift automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in about 5.3 seconds, top speed around 130 miles an hour, and the vehicle weighs 4,793 pounds. Now, part of the driving experience of this performance SUV is that you do have all-wheel drive and you do have rear-wheel steer. So very interesting the way they added rear-wheel steer to this Performance RX. Now, as we come around the bend, get ready for some more special touches when it comes to the Blackline Edition. You're gonna get all new wheel design. Of course, blacked out, gloss painted black. You have these split spokes all the way around. This is a 21-inch wheel, and they went bright orange, just like a Florida orange, or maybe some Sunny D on the 6-piston Brembo calipers with the Lexus name. Those rotors, 2-piece rotors, are 15.7 inches in diameter. That's bigger than probably some of the Chicago deep dish pizzas that they serve in the Windy City. But let me know what you think about the style of the wheel with, of course, that bright orange caliper. You do have adaptive suspension, And then look at the way they sculpted. I'm gonna have Lori kind of swing around and show you how they sculpted that side fender for that air to come out, and everything is painted all the way around the fender opening. So thank God they did that. Now with this being an F Sport Performance, you do have your F Sport badge. That's a traditional dark aluminum finish. On the mirror caps, it's all blacked out. Thank you, Lexus, for doing that. 360-degree camera, dark chrome. Yes, no shiny, nothing shiny, dark chrome, dark black roof rails, and you do have a panoramic sunroof, which is great. Of course, the door handles, you actually push the button behind the handle. You don't pull on the handle. You push the button, that pops the door open. Gloss black trim along the bottom on that side skirt extension. And then as we work our way towards the rear, when we're looking at the rear, one of the zonks that I have is that you do get Brembos up front, but you're not getting a Brembo out back. That would have been nice for that to be an actual Brembo caliper. But you know, when you look at the tires, they're going to be 235 on the width, 50 series sidewall all the way around. And the rear wheel steer is going to allow this vehicle to handle unlike others in its class. That's another thing to think about. And you have the all-wheel drive. Now, as we come around the bend, you'll notice how they pull back that glass, just like a piece of Laffy Taffy, with the trim into the rear, and they did it right. Because what they did was, is you have your long roof spoiler, wiper is hidden, so your wiper is tucked way underneath. That cleans up the whole rear glass area because the way they shape this rear end just looks great. The full LED lighting. No more actual Lexus badge in the center. They spell it out for you. I guess they were finding people didn't know how to spell Lexus, so now they spell it out for you so you could study it when you're sitting behind this at a traffic light. RX 500H with the Direct 4, all-wheel drive. And then working our way down to ground level, they did actually a pretty good job making the lower bumper area look very, very aggressive, like the front end. My only zonk is there's no exposed exhaust. Wouldn't it be nice to have maybe like quad tips on both sides? And don't say it's because of hybrid, because they do have exposed exhaust on other hybrid models. So kind of weird that they did that. But let's go ahead, let's get inside and see what's unique on this special edition. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Lexus RX 500H F Sport Performance Blackline Special Edition. It's a mouthful, but I think you're going to find that you get a mouthful of things to talk about with the interior. Now, yes, you can compare this to an X5. You can compare this to, say, an S5 Audi, or, of course, the AMG version from Mercedes. But what is the price on this is probably what you're asking, right? That's what you want. MSRP, the way this one is set up, is right around $66,000. Let's see what you get when you go Lexus. To the door panels, I do like the way everything is blacked out. So up top, you have the premium Mark Levinson sound system, Alcantara with the white contrast stitching, no gloss black on the switchgear, and more contrast stitching. You see that silver portion? That's what you tap to open up the door when you're inside. You just take any one of your fingers, pinky, thumb, doesn't matter, tap that and the door opens. Door pocket is a large enough size to where you can get 2 Chicago dogs and 2 Chicago pretzels with extra mustard. Just do not ask for ketchup or they will kill you here in Chicago. Now going from the door panel to the dash, up top we have ambient lighting that's illuminating, and you could change the colors with more of that Alcantara in the stitching, soft touch. Even the way they did this trim, I wish they would use this a little bit more because this looks great. No fingerprints, it's classy, it's sporty, it's fun. I feel fun. On the side, you got your soft touch material with more stitching. And then guess what? We were able to contact somebody very important because they were able to turn on this infotainment system. 14-inch, it's the multimedia software from Lexus. Of course, you're gonna get your Lexus 3.0 safety package, and you can see where we're located, not far from the water. We're gonna go over to the Field Museum, maybe check out the Bean a little bit later. Dual climate control knobs, all touchscreen, and then they do take the volume knob off because people steal it here at the show. Camera views, you just hit that camera button. You got your forward-facing camera. Little place to kind of store a Twinkie, emergency Twinkie, USB-Cs, more of that nice trim. No fingerprints, and watch this. Open the door, wireless charging, another USB-C, another USB-A, which is great. And then this is going to control your 6-speed automatic transmission. It's a real torque converter automatic transmission. There is a shift knob. They just take it off so somebody doesn't steal it. 2 cup holders. And then one of the things I think is so smart about Lexus, I could open it up this way, but check this out. I could open it up this way. And you could basically put a Nerf football in there. Maybe you had it signed by the Chicago Bears that played back in the 1985 Super Bowl. They did the Super Bowl shuffle. You could keep that in there. The one that you had, the fridge. Walter Payton, sign it. And then the seats. Love the way they got the F Sport badge up top. Nice heated, ventilated, bolstering, great full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver, and there is a power shade, which I cannot turn on because we are at the auto show for that panoramic sunroof. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you the steering wheel in this 500H. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have, of course, your memory seat settings for the driver's seat. It's easy to get to those driver's seat controls, but follow my finger. Look where we're going. Nice aluminum sill plate with the F Sport badge illuminated. And then a pedal box that's perfect. Aluminum brake pedal, aluminum throttle, and underneath the all-weather floor mats is an aluminum dead pedal. So they got you covered there nicely. They even did a great job on all the contrast stitching. Seats are comfy, but they have a nice amount of bolstering. Steering wheel, the leather is superb. Crisscross applesauce, Chicago baseball style on the stitching. Your F Sport badge. I gotta zonk the horn button. That's sad. What is this? It's just like they put a groove in there. Where's my stitching? Where's my nice material? Flat gray on the buttons. You do have paddles to go through that 6-speed automatic, and you do have those 3 memory seat settings. This is where they have it within the gloss black. Now, behind that is going to be your 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. You got lots of cool information that you could scroll through. Look at this. It's like you could go through a cornucopia, a plethora of different information. So that's really nice to show. And you also have a head-up display, which is great as well. But it's not just about people up front, which remember, I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room in here. Let's get in the back seat and see if there's enough room for your passengers in this Lexus. Hi guys, backseat time. Now the great news is with this being a mid-size 2-row, even with it being a hybrid, which remember that battery pack is pretty much right underneath us, you still got plenty of room back here. So don't worry about that. Large pockets, you could put a Sony Discman or a Sony Walkman back here. In case your phone dies, you could still listen to some tunes. You got your backseat command center with your air vents, your USB-Cs, and you do have your climate control, which is nice. Seats are comfy, and I like the way they're kind of angled back. Gives you a nice relaxed seating position. Pull this down. It's semi-soft because look at this. You could put a 1-pound bag of Skittles with the felt lining in there, and then one of the most complicated cup holders you've ever seen. Why do they need to be that complicated? I don't know. I guess it's because it looks fancy. And then you have the Alcantara and the great seat material. But you know what? We got some cargo to show you. So let's get back there and see what you could haul in your RX. All right, guys, cargo area time. Obviously, X marks the spot. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way where you hit the button. Nice electric assist. It's going to be you're going to be greeted by a generous amount of cargo space because this is a 2-row. Now you can step it up to the TX, which is a 3rd-row midsize crossover SUV. I'm so glad they don't do the RXL like they did on the previous generation, because that 3rd-row seat, you had to be the size of Teddy Ruxpin to sit back here. But you'll notice all the space that we have, those seats, of course, will fold down when you're doing the Costco run to get those big, huge barrels of ketchup and mustard. And then they even give you a home power source, not a 12-volt, but a home power source in the back area. It is also quite amazing how much room that we have. And you do have a spare, which is great because a lot of performance vehicles, they ex-nay the spare. It's incredible how much room we have because this is a hybrid. And sometimes those battery packs can take away the cargo space. But this is why I say, if you're looking for more space rather than seats, this RX really does bring a ton into the big picture for the mid-size luxury segment. But let me know what you think. If you're looking for that performance, but you're also looking for reliability, and also at the end of the day, that great resale value is the RX 500h F Sport Performance Blackline Edition, the one to get. Now it's your turn to let me know in that comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Are you gonna go with one of the German Euro brands? Are you digging this one, especially with those bright orange calipers, Brembo 6-piston calipers? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. Got to give it up to LGR, man. She busts her butt here. She is working so hard, and people just get out of her way, and I love that. So great job, Lori. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.